it
So now that you mentioned your husband, so tell me, how did you meet your husband, and how your decision to become a EMDR therapist worked out in the picture?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is my favorite story.
Awesome.
My husband and I, the second time we met was in high school, and we were really good friends. I actually, he asked me out 24 hours after I got with my first husband. So I had to say, no, I'm in a
Yes.
relationship. You're just too late. We kept in contact, and after the divorce he was like, hey, what happened to your husband? I was like, oh, I'm don't really want to talk about it. But I'm back in California, I'm divorced. He goes, oh, well, we should hang out sometime. You
Awesome.
really wasted no time. He goes, yeah, no, I learned. So then fast forward, I meet his mom. His mom was actually a lunch lady at our high school. She was my favorite lunch lady. I bugged this woman. I tracked her down. She was my favorite person. And I knew when we pulled up, something told me, like, oh, I was like, oh, please no, please don't tell me it's the same person. And I'm sitting there thinking she's just gonna be, oh, you bugged me for 4 years. No, she was so amazing. I looked around and I saw some photos that looked familiar.
Uh-huh.
So we found out that we went to the same campground as kids.
Nice.
Not only that, but one summer there was this boy who would not leave me alone. He was following me around. I couldn't get him to leave me be. And so I just pushed him in the pool to get him away from me.
Uh-huh.
I got in trouble because I didn't check to see if he could swim first. That little boy was my husband. Yeah,
Wow.
I he still hasn't gotten me back.
Uh-huh.
I'm very afraid for when he pushes me in the pool. Uh,
He
but
loves you too much.
that's what I like to say, but he has this mischievous part. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get me one of these days. Um, but we got together in 2009 and married in 2012.
Nice.
The entire time we've been together, he's known psychology is it. I'm going to be a therapist. Um, Originally, I had planned on working with children who had autism, or because my brother had been diagnosed with Asperger's, which is now in autism.
Mhm.
And then I realized I'd have to work with parents while working with children,
Yeah.
and I am a strong advocator for my clients. And I realized that working with the parents, especially now as a parent myself,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to work with me. So if you're seeing my child, if I was seeing my child, I would not want to work with me as well. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to trauma. Trauma has just, that's why I got into this field. That's what
Uh-huh.
brought me here, me as well. And my husband has been so supportive through everything. He made sure that I continued with school. I finished school. He's supporting me as I start my practice.
Nice.
Yeah, and he, it's been interesting because I've been in therapy off and on throughout my life. He finally went to therapy a few years ago, and I advocated and tried to help him, and he found a therapist that really connects, which is fantastic. And he is at a fire station, an area that actually puts their firefighters and their paramedics and their EMTs mental health first.
That's so nice. That's a good place to be.
And he, with having me on the side here, he knows that he's in good company. He knows that he's actually safe in this place because I'll talk through things and he'll say, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
That's
Or he will ask me, hey, how do I support this person? I need you to put your therapy hat on, please. there's this call that happened. How can I help this person?
Uh-huh.
And he's had patients that he's like, how can I be present for someone who goes through this thing, not telling me details or anything, but how would I help? How can I be there for them? I'm only there for a little bit of time. What can I do? And so we kind of talk about holding space and just saying, yeah, no, this is horrible. This sucks.
Yeah.
And he pulls that in, or he tells me he does.
That's so nice. And it's good that you guys are so supportive of each other, because that's what counts in a relationship, right? How supportive you can be of each other.
Yeah. And he is incredibly supportive. And he's thought about being a peer support and learning more about it and being there for his peers. And I absolutely see him doing that because he's incredible. People go to him for support or asking questions or things like that. And
that's so incredible. I think you guys are so such kind-hearted people who give so much and takes care of other people around you too. So you make the community a better place.